Because right now the bulk of the income is on me, and it's just a lot of pressure. If I get sick or something happens, there's no income. So we want to diversify some.
So by now you've heard about everybody else's 2021 recap and their resolutions for next year.
It was a good year for us. We didn't get everything done that we wanted to, but we got a lot done.
The main goal that we failed at, you could say, because it didn't get done, was finishing the inside of the house. It's definitely not done yet, but we made a lot of progress.
Yeah, we're getting close. Last year we didn't even have a kitchen.
Yep, this time last year, no kitchen. And we also ran into some issues as we started closing in our walls. We found moisture in the walls, which was a big dramatic thing because nobody wants moisture in their walls. We wanted to make sure we took care of that and didn't have mold building up and that kind of stuff.
And we made the decision to close down the commercial microgreens operation that Don was running. We just decided it wasn't profitable enough and it was taking too much time away from the house and just hanging out as a family. It was taking up everything. So we shut that down and we've been focusing on the house. But we do have a new business.
I was gonna say, a little ironic that we're talking about shutting down a business.
But we have a new idea that we're gonna tell you about in a little bit.
We also got some other stuff done in the house, of course. We got the mini splits installed, so our summer was the nicest summer.
It was very nice.
We had air conditioning. It was super exciting. And those mini splits were pretty easy to put in, so that was really nice. And also, we just kept growing food. The garden did well, even though we didn't put too much effort into it.
Yeah, I did quite a bit with the garden this year. I just planted stuff that I knew would grow and was easy, and we did not buy vegetables for a good 3-4 months. We ate all vegetables that we grew, and that was really cool.
Yeah, I just let Natalie take over, and she killed it in the garden. You know, the chickens and the ducks keep laying eggs like they do, so it's nice. We're not like a fully sustaining homestead like some people have.
But we're eating food from here.
For sure. And of course, everything we do up here wouldn't be possible without amazing Natalie and her career as an audiobook narrator.
It was a good year. It was a good year for books.
Really freaking good year. Yeah. And, you know, with her doing so well, we can finish this house and not be worried about having enough money to pay for the shiplap or this and that. So she's killing it.
Thank you. So if you've been following along, we had a plan that our next big project when the house is done was going to be to build me an in-ground studio in a shipping container.
A bunker.
A booth bunker, so it can be quieter for recording. But looking ahead, we've been talking and I think we're making a change of plans, which is to move up our idea of making a special mountain Airbnb stay just for diversified income, because right now the bulk of the income is on me and it's just a lot of pressure. If I get sick or something happens, there's no income. So we want to diversify some. So I think we're going to move up the timeline for our mountain view Airbnb.
Yeah, even Airbnb, like the CEO of the company and just in general the industry, they're really pushing and projecting a lot of growth with unique stays around the country, around the world really, but especially around the country. If you go to Airbnb.com, they give you an option on the homepage now where you can just search for a unique stay without even saying where you want to go and when you want to be there. You just search for something cool and unique. So if it's an A-frame cabin, you look for that, or a geodesic dome, or a tent, glamping setups, all sorts of stuff. It's all being promoted in a big way.
And they're saying that the need for new unique stays is way outpaced by the number of new hosts.
Absolutely.
So it's a really good time to get into it. We're saving up to invest in that and get that running, hopefully in the next year or two.
Yeah, it's going to be a big project. We're kind of budgeting, you know, $50,000+ for that. So kind of building up and saving towards that. But we're in a perfect area for it. It's something we've thought about.
I mean, we have this
lot.
view. It's amazing, and it's pretty isolated and quiet up here, so it's a perfect place for anybody. And we're not that far from DC,
Very
so anybody
close,
wanting to get away for a little bit for a working weekend, or just, you know, everyone's working from home now. Everyone can work from anywhere.
Yep.
Most people anyways. So yeah, we talked about it, and we think it's a good time to move up the timeline on that.
So we really settled on the geodesic dome unique stay idea. We're just going to put a deck up there, kind of clear a trail to the top of our property. You know, we're only using like less than an acre of our property right now. So we have space to put something up at the top, which might arguably have an even better view than what we have here because it'll be even higher. But we're going to put a geodesic dome on it. It's going to be a temporary type structure. That's one thing we're working through right now, is getting permission to do this, because this is not very common in our area. And because it's uncommon, that's why we want to do it. It's going to be super unique. And I've looked on Airbnb's website, and we would be the closest geodesic dome glamping Airbnb site to Washington, D.C.
And any unique stays like that in this area are always booked up.
Always booked. But we gotta get the county to come along with our plan.
Right.
And so I want to do everything above the board. I want to be in the county's good graces and do it right, because we want to share the process here on YouTube, and we want people to be able to come and stay in a place that's approved, and instead of being, you know, in the black or gray market with short-term rentals. Because I saw an article that our county,
tempting.
A few years ago, our county did a sweep of the area, and they located hundreds of Airbnb stays that were not registered with the county. Hundreds.
I didn't know about that.
And so we want to do it the right way.
We want to rely on this income, so we want to get it all approved.
And it's going to take a lot of time. That's why we're starting this process now. I actually spoke with a planning and zoning advisor out of California last month, and paid for a consulting fee and everything. But I want to know how to do this right. And I know that it's going to take a lot of time. So we're talking 6 to 10 months of actual planning before we can even break ground, so to speak. So we're doing our homework on how to approach the county.
But in the meantime, you can finish the house.
Yes, that gives us plenty of time. Exactly. Because we're always like,
time.
When the house is finished,
time.
When the house is finished, you start the next project. But in this case, this next project takes months and months of planning.
But we're absolutely not starting it until every piece of trim is done in there.
We're super excited about this because we can see the profitability. And it's also something that sounds really fun to do. I'm kind of a people person. Like, if you've ever met me, I'm relatively outgoing, and
I'm not, but yeah, he is.
And I've worked in customer service before, so I understand how to work with people, and we want to make an experience that people will remember for many, many years and talk about and come back to year after year. It's gonna be pretty epic and amazing, and it's something that you guys can use too. You know, this whole house build that we've been documenting on our little homestead, it's not like we're inviting you guys to come over for tea, but
you can come stay in the geodomes.
When the dome is finished and we have the Airbnb set up, you guys will actually be able to book that and come stay up here on our little mountain. So we're really looking forward to it. 2021 was good. We had a lot of success, but 2022 is gonna be like, it's gonna be awesome.